Surfing the net may seem easy for most people, but what if you can't see or have other disabilities? One group is making the ride on the information superhighway a little less bumpy with some friendly competition. Here's News 8 Austin's Nicole Trainer with today's Tech Beat report.
For many of us, it's pretty easy to surf the web. Type in an address and presto, you see your site. But what if you can't see at all?
People go, oh, blind people can use the web? I never knew that.
Something a lot of people may not know.
There are trillions of dollars of economic power at the hands of people with disabilities who need a way to access the internet.
And soon they'll have that access, one website at a time.
Well, we're getting all this publicity and exposure. The nonprofit gets a professionally developed website for free in a day.
The competition is called AIR Austin, AIR standing for Accessibility Internet Rally.
Start your engines and let the race begin.
And here's how it works. A high-tech company is paired up with a nonprofit organization, and the two create a website in just one day.
The high-tech folks, who are tremendously busy, have the opportunity to volunteer and do long-term good by doing what they do best.
There's an opportunity here to get a professionally done website to reach the clients and people that are served in the community.
The motor truck Goodwill site took the gold last year, but in the spirit of the games, dozens of tech-savvy folks are making a huge difference in our community.
It's a great thing for our nonprofit, Goodwill Industries of Central Texas, as well as all nonprofits.
Everyone wins.
Equality on the internet, something we may take for granted, something these guys are determined to achieve. Nicole Trainer, News 8 Austin.
The actual AIR Austin website competition is coming up in mid-October. Now, again, the winner last year was the Motor Truck Goodwill team. Motor Truck says it plans on making this year 2 in a row.
Knowbility is an Austin-based nonprofit group that is dedicated to providing high-tech skills and job opportunities to adults with disabilities. Joining us now to talk more about this and give us a virtual tour is John Slatin. He is the director of Institute for Technology and Learning over at UT. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
Thanks for being with us. This is a great program you guys have here, it seems. This really tries to get people to design websites where the blind can use them with ease.
The blind and other people with disabilities,
right.
That's right. And what we're doing is we sponsor an event each year to pair professional web developers and nonprofit organizations, and they have a competition to put up some really great websites that are aesthetically interesting, that do the job they're supposed to do, and that are accessible to people with disabilities.
Now, we're overhearing you earlier talking about that web designers don't really have to give up the aesthetics. They can make the flashiest websites that they want and still have them very user-friendly for the visually impaired.
That's right. Yeah, and that's an important point, because a lot of developers, all you guys out at the gym, when they hear us talking about making sites accessible, especially to people who are blind or visually impaired, they're afraid that they're going to have to give up all the tricks of the trade that they've worked so hard to develop. And that's not true. There are just some techniques that they have to use to do those things and combine them with other materials that make the site accessible for people who can't see the graphics.
Now John, you are visually impaired. Can you show us on this particular website some of the tricks that they have in place?
Sure can. This is the Texas 2000 museum site that my institute has been developing, and what you're going to see is the graphics are on the screen, and behind the scenes is what we call alt text, alternative text equivalents, that tell my screen reading software what to say as I read through it. You're going to see it hop around on the screen a little bit as it goes, but here we go.
All right,
TX2K Museum Gallery. Link attention exclaim. This detailed description gives more information about the gallery. Link curator's workshop. Link teacher's office. Link browse exhibits by region by selecting the Texas map period. Link search for exhibits by city, comma, school, comma, or exhibit name by selecting the search globe period. Link walk through exhibits. Link selecting the information desk. Link will open a new browser window period. Close the new window to return to TX2K vertical bar. Link curator's workshop vertical bar. Link TX2K.
All right, I'll turn it off there and just say again that what you saw there was the graphics on the screen, and then behind the scenes in the code for the page are some alt text tags that tell the screen reader what to say, and that's what you heard.
Wonderful program there, John. Thank you very much for being with us, and hopefully we'll check back with you later on. Thanks
Great,
a lot.
thank you.
John Slatin over at the University of Texas. If you would like more information on Knowbility, you can call them. The number on your screen there, 637-7172.
Just a little bit later. Jenna?
Okay, thanks so much, Dan. The time is now 7:12, and joining me now is Sharron Rush, the Executive Director for Knowbility Incorporated, to talk the Accessibility Internet Rally, that's also known as Air Austin. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Well, thanks, Jennifer. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, and this is a public awareness campaign. If you can just talk a little bit about what's going on today, because we're not talking about accessibility for income, but this is for disability.
We're talking about accessibility for everyone, including people with disabilities, and that includes people who are blind or may have motor skills impairments that allows them to use assistive technology to browse the web. And there are techniques that you can use to design a website that really interface well with those assistive technologies and make all the information on the web available to people with disabilities.
What are some of those ways to make it more accessible?
Well, there are screen readers that take text and make it into speaking voice output, and there are design techniques, programming techniques that allow you to browse just using one key, like you wouldn't even need a mouse.
I could use that.
Well, that's a good point, because actually those techniques make the web easier for all of us to use.
Definitely. How far have we come in the last, say, 5 years with making the internet more progressive and more accessible?
Well, that's an interesting question, because actually when the web was first around, it was mostly text-based, which made it very accessible. And it's the graphic and the multimedia elements that tend to create barriers.
Because it's more visual.
Exactly. More visual, and there are more elements, audio elements, and so that actually has created barriers. But as these very talented developers become aware of those barriers, they're very innovative about finding ways to provide the information for everyone.
And they'll be there today. Tell us a little bit about the event today, because it's, as you said, an awareness campaign going on.
Well, what we've done is we've challenged local web developers. This is the 3rd year that we've done this event. We've challenged local web developers to learn about accessibility on the web, how to do it, why it's important, how it benefits everyone. Then they use the skills that they've learned about accessibility, and they build websites for nonprofit organizations. Now, they're doing that today in a one-day competition, 8 hours of intense, concentrated work building accessible websites for 25 different nonprofit organizations.
Wow, so it's a competition. Do they win anything at the
end?
They
do. They win a big rally trophy. We've got 2 categories, and we award 3 prizes in each category.
Wonderful. Well, it sounds like a great event, and it is going on today,
It is going on today, right now.
And there it is, the Accessibility Internet Rally. Infotech is where it's being held. It's 9420 Research Boulevard from 8 a.m., so 45 minutes from now, a little bit of time, until 5. For more information, you can, of course, log on to KXAN.com. And Sharron, thanks so much for being with us, and it sounds like a great idea, and should be a lot of fun out there.
Thank you, Jenna.